Welcome on into the stream, everyone. I'm just grabbing a few more items so I can sit at my desk for hours and give you a good, enjoying stream. This is a stream that's on a low quality rig, so there will be times, specifically during loading screens, where the stream will become choppy. That is normal, don't worry. Thank you all for checking out this stream. We will be getting ready and getting at it in about 3 minutes. If you want to skip ahead, if you're watching this on the rerun, about 3 minutes ahead, and you'll find out if I'm a liar at the start of the video or not. Cheers, let's find out together. So one thing I have noticed at the start of the stream, unfortunately, is that I'm not able to get the visualizer working the way that I'd like it to. Which is gosh darn unfortunate. That's okay. We'll make slow improvements to the stream. Let's, in an attempt to buy myself a bit more time, but also show you things are happening, we're gonna go ahead and look and see where we need to go off to here. Emotional damage, huh? Too bad I can't heighten that ore. Alright. So, what to do today? What am I set up to do right now? Ah, yes. Mining stone, and I also had higher dexterity. We were working on a double sword repair build, actually. We need to do it where we can. Let's go back to Monarchs. Alright, folks, all I gotta do is just grab myself a glass of water, and we will be officially on our way. Alright, not too shabby. Not too shabby, I would say. Oh, but we gotta get the... Boom! We're here. We're ready to play. Let's do this. Alright, let's go turn in our quest line. Interesting. Definitely coupled up. If I don't move, he won't notice me. Oh, blast it, run! We're gonna have a lot of fun in the game today. Yesterday, or this morning, I saw a bunch of bots that were being all autopiloted and programmed. I have a quest to turn in, but the faction representative. Not town board. Been having a lot of fun. Probably gonna have fun with people on the mic. So sorry if they swear at me. Alright, let's see. Can we get our honey yet? Yep. Always recommend grabbing that honey. It will stack up. Ugh. Hate looking at that banner. I'm not gonna hide my prejudices. It's just a video game. Alright. So this faction member...
Now that you have officially joined in our enterprise, you should always seek ways to advance our interests. Missions are available anytime on the faction board here, and in other settlements.
I took care of that last night. Pretty good. So... let's just see. If you want to learn, like, how do I know where the resources are? Well, these quests show you where the resources are. So we're gonna go do them all real quick. Alright, so we only need to go down there as well. Here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna start out... oh, let me make sure to also keep the chat up. I'm gonna try to be super good about responding to the chat throughout the day. So if you have any questions, I'm all here for it. This is not a forever stream. This is the I have time for stream. So you guys have to take advantage that I'm live now for you guys. I can really give you a lot of visuals, examples, things like this. On anything that you'd like to do in this game, or maybe some other games. I have a lot of back and forth. I'm a relatively happy gamer. I think one of my biggest gripes is I probably don't play enough different types of video games. And I don't even blame myself for that. I like to think that the more different types of friends you have, and just being a little bold, a little bolder than you might feel, and asking to play different games with each other, and playing games that you're not good at. That's another key part. Just go ahead and try something new. I tried out Teamfight Tactics recently, and it was very confusing, but I learned a lot the first couple, after a couple of games. My friend that I was playing with obviously didn't want to lose, and gave me a couple pointers, and now I'm stronger for it. Okay, let's see. I believe I was throwing in a lot of my gear. Yep. So we're just gonna drag this all the way over, like so. The other option is that if I have it in my inventory like so, I can double click it to fast equip it. And I also noticed that I don't have any bullets equipped currently. And that is because of my gear slots, actually. So we're gonna fix that real quick. We're gonna go ahead and in both these slots, we're gonna make sure that we have arrows. This guy needs a second weapon of some sort. I think that would be a good fit. What's nice about this is that bare minimum, you can also be using this as an extra slot for consumables. So this will help you especially early on in level. So look at how this is 94 pounds. This by itself is 50 pounds in weight. That's a lot for a lower level player. If I bring it over there and add it to this gear slot that I'm not using it, I can remove that weight for my total utilities. I'm catching myself earlier for not speaking correctly, so definitely doing a better job being able to stream longer term for people, not being so harsh on my voice. So we're gonna run all the way down there. Actually, we're gonna do a full send. We're not even gonna fast travel down there. Yep. Boop. Yep. I know what we're gonna do. This build in particular. So I switched out to the musket, right? I know I was talking about. So what I'm working on right now is this double sword combo right here. Look at, and the stats aren't perfect. So just look at how. Oop! I gotta make sure to keep the chat up. This is very subtle. Like, you wouldn't know. Oh, you really would. There's a big difference about where the hand is. So you'd have to know that. So you can't hide it from the side. See, that was good game design. You see, because these are two different weapons. And just by how they're held in the hand, you can see that they're different. But, so, let's look at... The build I'm working on real quick is this guy right here. Now the stats will be correct. 250 and 150. 150 specifically so I can get the 10% critical damage taken. Now, with these stats, I like being run flagged for PvP. Let's go ahead and flag ourselves. And we're gonna go ahead and do some of the PvP missions. We're gonna do we're gonna do everything that we can. this is gonna work out pretty well for us, actually. Check this out.
Now that you have officially
So we
joined
got
in our
these top
enterprise,
3 missions,
you should
but now we
always
can
seek
do
ways
these
to
bottom
advance our
3.
interests. Missions are available anytime on the faction board here and in other settlements.
Alright, so here's how I'm gonna do this. I'm actually gonna come the other way around. So my faction missions, my PvP missions, are these 1, 2, 3 missions. Now, it would actually really suck if I took the time to kind of go out into this area. And we're gonna explain Monarch's Bluff too, on what it is, because people are very confused about this area right here. They think there's nothing here, and they couldn't be farther from the truth that there's nothing there. Sippy sippy. Alright, so we got now. What I'm saying is that we're not going to take these 3 first. We're actually going to do those last. Now, Tut was talking over me, so what I was trying to tell folks is that we're going to do these missions last. We're actually, because we were planning on walking anyway, so if we were to recall, it would abandon these missions anyway. We're gonna go out with a couple different things, so we're not gonna be gathering any stone right now. But there's a couple of gear sets that I'm gonna pull out real quick. And Weaver's Fen. Okay. This must still be in Last Stand then. Yep, here's the whole Harvester set. Huh, do I not have one of my own shirts? I'll keep on looking. I'm not going to give up that I don't have it somewhere, and I'm just putting stuff that I already have equipped. Look in Valor Hold. Last Stand. Just looking through all the storages real quick. And I have the keyword Harvester in there. Let's see. And I just might not have one. I might have accidentally salvaged it at some point. Which is not too big of a deal, because now we're knowing what we're working with. It would have been worse if I sold this Harvester shirt and then had to buy another one. You know, because then at the end of the day, you're just breaking even, or worse than even. So where was that other stuff? Weaver's Fen. No? Wow, really in Last Stand. Okay, but we're gonna go ahead. Yep, we want it equipped to us. We're okay with that. Alright, so I got the whole Harvester set. Now let's look at our stats again. Boom, look at it, look at that. Look at where we landed there, 150, 150. And that's gonna be, it's actually gonna get a little bit better. Because we're gonna equip this guy in there too. 165, 150. 15% to elemental damage. Pretty legit. No longer have my 150, but it's okay because this isn't a PvP build, this is an intelligence build. Huh, interesting. That's really interesting. I didn't realize that there was a 10% harvesting speed twice down the line. That means you can get up to a 20% harvesting speed. So this makes it really efficient. So let's talk about, there's not classes in these games, there's jobs. And one of those jobs is gathering stone, right? What do you want for Gathering Stone? You want 25% chance to mine an ore. What do you want when you're logging? 25 chance to chop down a single tree. This is good for magic users and musket users. $250 is the intelligence that we want to get at, and we would be able to have a 10% yield to our harvesting. So yesterday we also leveled up our PvP tracker. We'll be leveling up our PvP tracker again today. This here, even though it's 591, since it doesn't have the shiny background, we know that it's not upgradable. So I'm going to pass on this. I'm going to save my salt. I've been doing a good job spending it, but I'm looking forward that I was getting close to where I was maxing out on salt. So I started buying everything that the checkpoints were offering. Now I can chill out. Emblems and rewards. So I'm halfway to getting the gold. Now I'd really like to be at a gold tracker. Is one of my next small goals. We're going to get more currency, more umbral shards. That would really put my character in a nice position to where when I'm doing these PvP missions, I'm getting rewards that match my character level. So as far as my PvP tracker, it came out after I was already 60, so I'm still a bit behind, I feel. I feel that what I would recommend is players at level 45 is when they should really... Oh my god! You'll poke someone's eye out with that thing, trying to trip me up. I don't got nothing good on the auction house right now. I'm a baroque, like the music. Hey, let's play a song. This is for the one that got away. Blasted towns. You're all great. And so was that song. Perfection comes with time. Last call. To the woods I go. Plots I have made. Alright. And do I have my fishing gear? Yes. I have this intellect gear. Good. That's all I want. That's all I'm going to care about right now. And away we go. Oh, he's gonna miss out on the opportunity. I got something good. Something you can use with that wood. Oh. Ah, the moment's passed. Alright. I can't wait to see what more damage I do. It's about the same damage with the musket. Got more intelligence. Don't see too much more damage to the musket compared to what it was in my PvP gear. Let's equip that again. And we had the musket on it. 264.50, so I'm actually doing more damage with the musket. Oh, you know what? No. Here's a good way to look at it. I'm doing the same, about the same damage with my harvester set on. Money. I don't want to churn off that global chat, but I'll let you guys see the drama. I almost added to that because ain't no way anyone's ever said anything. Oh god, no. I should have looked at your username first. I don't know if I can trust you. No, actually the name's brilliant. I thought it was gibberish, but it is great. Welcome to the club. Alright, onwards and upwards. We'll leave that herbs. I'm sure you have to pick them. That's a level 7 there. Always want to leave stuff for the lower levels there. They gain, while they're still leveling up, all the herbs and stuff. That's one of the only ways they can level up their harvesting at the time. So definitely want to leave that stuff for them if I can. I think I'm far enough away where this is one of the starting areas, so that guy just got in, already level 7. That Bulbasaur is doing a pretty good job. Actually, man, I would have to go back and find them. So, if you want to make friends in this game, make your name easy to type out and search. Don't have it have a bunch of random characters or something, because people aren't going to be able to find you as easy. Some people like that fact, and they're barcoding their names, which I don't think should be allowed. And the reason why, if people are trying not to be harassed or things like that, there are other ways in the game to turn off your direct messaging and things like that. So it's because it's ridiculous to have a barcoded name in this game. Part of one of the cool things about this game is that it's the number one tip. This is the number one tip. So, out of all these trade skills, what's the most important skill? It's your social skill. It's not even on that list. Alright, so not a whole lot out here. I'm just taking note that I'm picking up peppercorn and oregano out in Lawrence Bluff. It looks like the first thing, I guess we have to go through here, and these guys are so low level, I don't even think it's worth having my loot luck on, so I'm not going to worry with it. And actually, what I'm going to do is I need to level up this weapon. So I never played the game where I just went and what some people do is they'll kill a bunch of boars and stuff. I have plenty of reasons to be in lower level areas as a high level player, and now I'm finally coming to a point where I need to use a different weapon. So here I am, and it's slowly going up. This is also if you have a weapon that you need to... a lot of people say grind it out. But I don't encourage people to grind this game. Just play the game. You'll get better. The experience will get better. It's been very streamlined too. There's no reason that you have to rush anything. Like, you don't even have to worry about getting level 60. Level 60 is just gonna happen. Fishing Co. 2023, let's go! Hello, Travi. This is one of the very first missions you do, getting introduced to the corruption. We're actually going to be doing a little bit of fishing here. I'm flagged, right? Yes. They really cleaned up some of the visuals, too, on this. No more crate here. There used to be a chest there. That's one of the reasons why I came through here. It was probably removed. Oh! Maybe I just misremembered. Huh, this also didn't lead me out to where I thought I was going to go. I thought I was gonna pop out over yonder. Or over yonder, which is really where I need to go. So if you're looking at the chat, if you're seeing that in the side, someone's selling shards. I really disagree with that. It doesn't help people learn how to play the game. And then everyone gets frustrated when they're trying to do mutation level 8s, mutation level 10s, and having to ask everyone to link all their gear. Because they didn't build up game sense. They just built up, hey, you give us a couple thousand. And then people having to spend thousands on leveling up. It's just not people that will... It's a very interesting economy sometimes. Flood the market with all these emerald shards, but there's no game sense behind it. You just have a bunch of high level players with low level gameplay. Alright, I think we found a way to be able to climb up. This is about as sheer of a wall that you can walk up, by the way, just for those trying to keep a reference. Alright, and I might as well. I do have all my Iron Luck trophies up. I try to focus on the harvesting stuff. But the iron's not stone. It's not like I'm going down chopping trees. But I really want to focus on the hemp. Ah, yes. Yes, buy their times in the dungeons. We're doing a little food exploration. It's right now. We're taking... I saw a whole slew of characters that were being interacted with one at a time. You know, one turns and opens up its inventory, and then the next one that's standing right on it turns, opens its inventory. They all had the same iron blunderbuss attached. So I'm making sure to scope out the low level areas to see if what it's looking like. There's a bunch of people mining the raw resources. Then while we're talking about resources, so as you're a low level player, you'll be very interested in mining whatever you are able to can. It's not like you can mine everything. But I'm going to really encourage you to not get frustrated when you don't find anything. Just like the bots that we were talking about, if the bots become a problem, that just means market prices are not going to be a problem. It's a bad time for investors, good time for buyers. It's not even necessarily a bad time for investors. People botting don't have comprehension of their value of time. They're already trying to eliminate the time. They're just looking at like, okay, collect this thing, sell it. And then there's a few scarier people that are smarter than that, but not too worried about them. Because then it flips if people start making botting too cheap, kind of like what Travi was saying. If you can beat the players in the market, you can buy their time in the dungeon. Sometimes your time in the dungeon is just going to be worth more than your time on the market. Because I can tell you what, those bots aren't doing expeditions. So, I'd also want to point out, I talk about New World maps a whole lot, and how I don't use it. It's not how I play the game. You'll have a very disappointing time playing the game if you're like, okay, I'm gonna go for the maximum efficient route for mining. There's other people that are doing the same thing. You should base if you can base your gathering around like this quest loop that we're gonna do. And you can see I'm just getting lucky along the way with the stuff I find. I'm also taking note, trying to figure out how many players are out here. There's not too much signs of life out here. I'm just slowly leveling up the repair. Man, I swear that's such a... How do I turn this off? Ah, yes. I do have it muted. I have to just click off of it. I'll keep the area open. Area is a good one. It's a pretty decent one to have. So the area chat is also going to have all of everyone's emojis in that channel as well. Okay, a lot of rock. A lot of stone out here. It's a nice little path. A path down too. Because I might over encumber myself through this route. This is a great little route actually. It's untouched. working with? Just 10% decreased. Let's see, if I can keep myself in my PvP gear, I can get more to skinning. I think that's gonna be better until I get to this. Oh, I already passed the farmland up, didn't I? Okay, yep. We're just gonna hang out in our PvP gear now. So unfortunately, we're not getting any bonus in gathering from... Oh gosh. As soon as I said that, there's all this stuff to harvest, right? So, unfortunately, my big L here is I don't have any of the harvesting trophies up. I actually need to make a lot of that stuff, which is why I've started doing some lumber experiment. My game is sent to Archage. That's so weird. Why is it doing Archage? I am not even sure how to change that. I want to take off slow mode too. I'll turn slow mode off. Man, really? It's set to Archage? Let's see if I can take care of that real quick. Category gaming. I'll just look it up real quick is all I'll do. How to change my... Visit the YouTube, click on select your channel to add game titles to any of your videos. I think it tries to auto-detect it with YouTube. Go to the gaming destination page on your computer by clicking the trending videos slide. So, oh goodness. Sorry for the pause, but this is part of the stream health we gotta take care of real quick. No wonder people want to check out the show. Oh, can be accessed. Alright, manage. Okay. So it's also, it has to be a setting somewhere because somehow it's taking our RL student. So if anyone wonder why all my videos have a tag with the RL with the cigarette, that's why. Because I'm still learning. How? I wonder how, though. We'll spend just another minute on this for other folks tuned in. Okay, actually, how about I say YouTube Live is broadcasting wrong game name. Oh, look at that. We're back at Reddit again. Wrong game name on YouTube Gaming. So I guess it's something that Google archives themselves from the looks of it. So one of the funny things I did, instead of broadcasting this on Twitch, where there's even Twitch drops right now, I thought if I actually wanted to slap the company back in the face, I'd broadcast it on YouTube. Plus, I think it's pretty exciting with the YouTube shorts, things like that. There's a lot of potential for it all. I don't think I'm going to be able to... You know what? Change my category on YouTube Live. I just want a text on how to do that. Oh, I think we did it. Left hand navigation menu. Okay. And ooh, oh, no, this is definitely didn't want to. So, I gotta check OBS now real quick. Okay, is there, yeah. Alright. So apparently you can do multiple broadcasts off the computer at once. But that's not what I want to do at all with the YouTube. I guess I just gotta send feedback. Arch-Age, huh? Alright, I know I was saying I was only spending a couple minutes on this, but really, I have to be so close to the setting, and then I can fix this thumbnail too at the same time. I know I was saying I was... Edit video. Oh man, okay. What a dumb place to put that, guys. Okay, I'll put New World. Oh my goodness. I've been doing this without, oh my goodness, Travi, I've been doing this without any tags on the video at all, which is suicide for a YouTube video. Oh man, okay, I found it. I just don't think it's listed, and I don't think it's listed in game titles. I can't select the game title for it. Is that because there's an extra... Nope, it just, gaming tile, New World. Okay. Well, now I have New World, at least in the search. And then let's edit this. Let's change this gosh darn thumbnail real quick. Oh yeah, we can get some good thumbnails going now. Yeah, let's do that guy. I have a old baddie helmet. Okay guys, thank you so much for waiting while we took care of that. We got some... Am I not currently live? We'll check. Nope, it says it is streaming. I bet this is still going. Yep, perfect. Okay. So, I learned a lot just now. I'm gonna check out the YouTube front page one more time, because I think it actually shows me. Okay, cool. And the next thing I'll have to do is custom tiles and stuff. That'll be easy to do. Alright. And got the chat back up. And then hides the chat right away. Alright, here we go. And I think it's hilarious too that we're flagged for player versus player. And we're so out in the woods right now, we totally got left alone on all that. So, also up on my thought is that you don't need to use something like New World Maps, because this game shows you all the important stuff on the map. So much stone. So thank you so much, Krabby, for giving me the heads up on the wrong title card. Definitely helps out. Alright, so now we gotta search for chests. And it's a low level area, but we have a low level weapon that we're slowly rising up. We need for it to be viable against an enemy player. We really need to get it up to level 10. 11, ideally. And the reason why that is because we'll unlock the last perk. I'm working down, trying to get familiar with this tree because it's the only ability that has a taunt compatible, and it's a pretty nice taunt. I really like this taunt, especially because I can evade through stuff. Are you kidding me? My tank game's about to change so much. It might change so much that I might have to start requesting players not use Sacred Ground, because I think I'll be able to move around that much as a tank. I'm super excited for any others that are joining in. The type of player I am has been very off meta, but it's paid off. I very confidently could say that if I took it a little seriously with a few people, we could grab the #1 spot for time on our leaderboard server. And I play the expeditions completely different than the group them up as much as possible, everyone explode all your heart gems and stuff to clear it. Nah, that's not the way. Backstab damage. Maximizing your crit potential. What am I reading? Provisions crates are the best crates. Alright, that was the only one I had to do here. I'm gonna search around for more crates though. Another provision, and it's a stockpile. Perfect. It's almost worth checking to see what you get out of provision stockpiles. Provision stockpiles are the ones that you want the most. Those have the food in them right now. And then the other supplies you're gonna get are just random weapons and stuff. And this is good for lower level players, especially because of the salvaging changes they made to the game. So even if you aren't using these weapons, salvaging them will give you... Oh, we're still maxed out. We're gonna hold off on salvaging anything else for a moment. And don't you think that I didn't catch the irony, Travi, with you saying anyone that uses Rapier is big dumb? You know, real recognize real. I'm super excited to try it out. It's just in time too, because people are backseat tanking as that one very helpful guy on our expedition put it. The one that gave the tip about standing in one place. Very helpful. I don't even remember what I was going to say on top of that anymore. Ah, yes. People are requiring their tanks to use a sword and shield. Must have sword and shield. And yeah, most of the time I'd have a sword and shield, but the more I look at it, the less it's even needed. Like, I block so much damage when I could just be evading damage. So part of the style on whether or not you'll definitely need a sword or shield or not is going to be depending on the final level of the mutation. Let's see what can so this is random. So this isn't based, it doesn't proc off of abilities. Let's see if the other one does. Yeah, Blood Offering. See, so this is a good one to have a sword and board on, and having super long cooldowns, because using abilities applies a stack of Offering, causing 4.5% max health. And that's where Sacred Ground would be better, because it's a long cooldown. Alright, so we're going the long back way in. That's a player. But they kind of seem a little busy, so we'll go ahead and tap that. And we might be able to help this fellow out. So here, I'm going to go ahead and switch to my luck set, which does put me in some medium gear, which is fine. I want the extra luck here. Alright, he went off on his own merry way. It's fine. Oregano, huh? So at this point, there's so little people collecting herbs and stuff out in the open world that each one of these spices is shot up to about $1 a piece. And they're only going higher. It's not like people are using less ingredients. So it looks like we're actually going to have to take a road out of here to get to back in there, which is pretty nice. This is a great, being on the edges of area is really great, because you're actually, one of the really impressive things about this game is its biome diversity, and how well things just make sense. Ooh, is it nighttime? Perfect. So the salt marsh has definitely been one of the better places to pick up flint. Has a lot of it on the road. And so up here, the area, I'm coming up to a landmark. It's only level 17, so I don't know how much my loot set, or my luck set's really gonna help with under level 25 chests. But, we'll see, you know, gotta try it, right? And just trying it once, too, doesn't necessarily give us... And then, stuff like this, it's just not worth switching to the harvesting set every time. Look, I even still got the life bloom leaf. That's one of the nice fortunate things about having the PvP flagged, is that you are gaining bonus luck to gathering. I think it's as high as 30% for gathering, and 10% loot luck. That would be ridiculous if it's 30% for gathering. I don't think I'm wrong about that number, though. It does seem pretty high, though. If that number is accurate, it is to, you know, allow people to still be able to get a little perks, benefits, have a chance of getting rare items that are actually doing, you know, the player versus player is definitely the bigger part. Is as big a part of the game as the economy. I think they both work in tangent. Although ammunition's in a unique place. I'm not exactly sure anymore how much wars will stir up the economy, but there is still a maximum amount of ammo you could have, because each one is considered a unique item, so I guess you could only have 500 stacks of ammo. Okay, there's an iron battle medal that dropped. That's definitely worth it. And yeah, we're not leveling up our, I guess we could do that, right? It's very minute, but I guess it works. Okay, bud. Ah, no one saw that. Supply stockpile, excellent. But I'm really looking for those provision stockpiles. That's what I want. I'm actually going to use this to my advantage. Let's see, I have 2 more crates I have to get. I want to kind of look to see where all the crates are. Wow, there's a lot of crates in this area, actually. Okay, these are just supply crates, so I'm not even going to touch this, because I don't care if I come across a random supply crate. I want to be able to... That looks like a provision crate. And then from those supply crates, and then I'll just start coming. Try and take note what I thought I can. Blueberry pie. Oh, I did that the opposite way. And a lot of those other chests are going to kind of fade in the back of my memory for me. It's in God's hands if I remember where they're at. Whoa, you scared me there, pal. Let's see, I got those 2, and then there was one in the middle here. Is that what I remember? Man, see, this is exactly why I didn't waste the markers with a supply crate, because I wasn't even going to get those provision crates. I bet there's ones in here too. Anything? Is it just some dumb crate? Kind of looks like just a dumb crate. Man, they're really making you work. Am I being dumb about how to get to this crate? I feel like I'm being dumb. Ain't no way. Just as a little old supply. Now it's Guild Wars 2. Now I saw the stream. That's hilarious. I wonder. Now it's Guild Wars 2. Oh my goodness. We're getting closer. Alright. What? Alright. We're not even gonna worry about that guy. Eventually I'll hit something.
They're coming for you!
Oh god, are they coming for me?
They're coming for you!
Uh-oh. Did you tell them about me? The end. To the bushes I go! So, back on the Terrarium servers where I was born. Twitch is still beating YouTube streaming, huh? That's pretty cool. It would be worth to stream this on Twitch right now because there are actually Twitch drops are active right now. YouTube gaming has, for how I've seen the searches, has been like, I knew the name of the stream, and I still had a hard time searching it to get it brought up on a second account, just because my phone's not logged into my YouTube. And I knew the name of the stream, looked up the name of the stream, and it still did not want to show it in search. Why I have liked Twitch for too is that for you to go live off of your mobile phone on YouTube, you have to have 1,000 followers already. On Twitch, you can just stream from your phone. Can I give this guy anything that would make his day? I don't know if I can. Why the new streaming account? Is that what the question is? CTR? CTR? Not sure. But it was just a new... this is the same character. This is my level 60 guy. I won't do a new character run. I got Ecor the Third. And when there's enough players or enough audience that wants me to do a new character run, I'll do a new character run. Until then, I'm just gonna keep on getting this guy worked up. So a big trick, we're gonna talk about skinning. When you're looking at this trade skill menu, you can actually click on the tracking and skinning, and you can actually see at what level you can track, and then you can always see at the top here what level you can skin up to. So I can skin up to a level 67 creature. And then another really useful one is checking out your mining, which is this guy right here. Oh yeah. And then, so, what I really recommend goals for people to get to, don't worry about this 150. Don't worry about that too much. Worry about getting these alchemy stones at level 50. So, the magic material motes, they become less labor intensive, but to get them, you literally have to spend 20,000, 40,000 on some legendary tools. So, still pretty labor intensive at the end of the day. Something they added, like Travi was saying about the mastery, the reason why these look level 2, level 6 is because it's actually 200 plus 6. So I've over leveled getting rewards each time. And some really good goals. Before you get to level 60, here's what I recommend. You have your smelting. By level 60, you should be able to refine star metal would be a good place. So 100. Being at level 50 with the steel, that's just fine. If you end up just only harvesting the iron you come across and refining it to steel, you'll be in a good place. But 100 for your refining. Your gatherings, if you'll let's see. Let's see for gatherings. So 100 for your refining by your 60. For gathering, again, I'm going to say no more than 100 for your gathering. So your gathering would hit 100 first, say, before your refining, because you wouldn't want to be able to refine something that you can't even gather. So 100's for those, and then for the crafting, I want you guys to note that you can make all this stuff at level 0. But we're going to look at this. Try to get, before you even use this, which is just pure experience when you salvage equipment, try to get all your stats up to level 20. And how you're going to do that is building stuff like this weak honing stone. You get that at level 20 actually. Never mind. There's lots of free stuff that you can make. So these wood swords, the iron swords, you can actually imbue them. So even when you're low level, you can still choose a perk. You can have one perk of your choosing. The perks are super cheap too, and so is the iron. And so that's one of my number one recommendations for when you're doing your first 20 levels is build your own equipment, because you are at the level to be able to make any of the weapons. You can do irons right away. So flint weapons is kind of a remnant. It is like an emergency case thing. Like say that you run out of all repair parts, you have no repair kits and your sickle breaks out in the wild, and you really want to harvest whatever it is, you can still, without returning to town, you can pick up some flint and some wood and make this out of camp. But what you want to do in town is that you want to make the iron tools and throw XP gain on them right away. And that will help you get to your level 50s. Because my last recommendation is that for your craftings, get them to level 20s. Getting them to level 20 is pretty easy to do. Refinings, getting them to 100, getting these to 100. Then you'll hit 150 on your refining, then you'll probably be filling out your gathering. Stone cutting. So there are a few interesting things happen with stone cutting. So, you no longer, when you receive these, you no longer have a level requirement. Do you? It looks like you do still have a level requirement to cut them. Anyway, we've been standing around for a while. Let's go fishing while we talk. Ahoy there! Oh no, did you take it all? No, where are you going? The fish just bit. No, stay, friend. No. Alright, we're gonna do some fishing. And that's just to get to level 60. Getting your trade skills 20. Your refining needs to be no higher than level 100 by the time you hit 60. Like, having it at like 148 when you hit 60 is gonna be great. But you'll want to be 60. So when you refresh 60, I don't think you have the economy to even be. Because here's the thing, just because you can mine this orichalcum ore, it still takes a lot of this. A lot of star metal, or platinum. Platinum is an alternative, unique to orichalcum in this case. You can use either of these to forge orichalcum. But if you have a problem collecting enough steel, like if your problem is that you can't have enough iron to convert to steel, like there's no way that you're going to be able to support an orichalcum habit. So building it up, learning to work in your own economy is based off of these. Alright, some fishing time. Let's see, saltwater. Let's go bigger fish. What type of hotspot is this? It is a rare hotspot. Let's see. Alright, yeah, let's do it. You can go a little bit further back. There we go. Oop, missed the water. That's pretty funny though that you saw all the 26, 4s, and 7s. Thought it was a new character. I'm also flagged right now, and this is... I've always flagged fishing, so a long-time company name that I was running with, and we even had a website. It's called Nature's Tide. And I always, so it was, there wasn't a whole lot of PvP action on the Terrarium server. There was a lot of wars going on, but there wasn't a whole lot of open player combat. I was the open player combat. And then that kind of led to a lot of kind of complaints about how doing the faction missions end up feeling very cat and mouse, is what I've heard the game devs talk about it themselves. Did that really? Okay. I'm glad I came up here, so I wish I remembered. I'm gonna look. I caught that guy on camera. That's the guy. That's the guy that's been going around fishing the hot spots till there's only 2 left. Because if you don't finish mining out a fishing hotspot, it stays active, but there's only a certain amount of rare fish and stuff that you can catch. Oh, I finally figured it's F10 to bring up my boosters. Or F11. Sorry, it says right there. It's F10, guys. You heard it here first. It's F10. Doot. Caught that guy on camera. Anyway. Yeah, super annoying to do. Don't do that to fishermen, okay? I know there's a bunch of people who are like, I'm gonna make sure I do it at every fishing hotspot now. No, you're gonna you do not want the wrath of a fisherman on you. You want those guys happy and fishing. If you take away their fishing, they're gonna start a war, man. That's all there is to do on this island. You guys try to grieve the fishing community with that type of BS? Alright. So, here's the thing though. Equipping our PvP beer. That fishing hotspot was not our main objective. And this is gonna be hilarious that I have these 2 on right now. Okay. Is that another provision crate? Yes it is. Now, I hope you guys have started picking up what's so great about the Monarch's Bluff area. Oop. Damn. So I actually go the opposite route of you, Travi, on the musket. I actually have it all down the trapper tree here. And it's not the most... It's an interesting tank weapon. However, oh, goodness, you scared the crap out of me. Man, that gets me every time with that stuff. I always... Whenever, because actually one of the weapons I use is just that, it's the javelin over there. And when you're with if you're a musket user with javelins, you just gotta remember that they're gonna knock the guys on the ground and you're gonna miss your shot. Also, one of the things I would say that used to be end game content that's not anymore is actually the muskets. So before, you had to have ammunition in your musket. Now, if you have nothing installed, there's still a base damage that it will do. You know what my prediction is with these musket changes? It's gonna be a better time to get into the ammunition market. People are gonna be needing to be making more ammunition. No way. They changed the yeah, that was, I remember you talking about that. How the elite chest, yeah, it's an elite chest, can't even give you star metal ammo or anything. Nah, iron ammo. What in the blazes is this camp right here? Okay, so what I really like doing when I come across another tent is I just like to get into people's heads a little bit. I really want to make sure that they see it too, so we're gonna get this guy like right there. Don't you got my hopes up like that? I thought you were saying, oh, hey, they changed. I thought you were like saying, hey, comma, they changed. No, God, no. They're not giving us anything nice like that. Alright. So the fort is in the Syndicate's favor right now, which works for me. And I'm gonna go stabilize this. So I'm gonna close all these missions too, just to give myself some more screen space. What I really like about the updated interface is that this mission has become idiot-proof. Because before, you used to get stuck around the outside. You might be looking for a chest that you never could find. Oh yeah, what's really funny about this trapper tree here is that people hardly ever see it. No one's gonna be able to catch me. I am the only my actual biggest enemy is going to be another musket user. The musket user is probably going to be actually a bow user is definitely gonna out DPS me. I've also, so they haven't, unfortunately, too, just to make sure I double back on the elite chest, drop something besides iron ammunition. I don't think they've ever changed that. However, I'm not a big, I also don't elite chest run too often. And then I'm always just checking my back here, especially since I got the music going. It's a little bit harder to hear other people's footsteps. I don't think I'm going to run into anyone. No public access intent. So in the war, actually, you can rest at these, which I think is pretty cool. Really using the third-person perspective to give a clear line. Okay, and we're going to take advantage of this road buff, and we're going to get on trucking along. I like how you can see Castle Monarchs. It's the first time that since the game remake, that I've actually come up this way. So that's really cool. You can see it all the way across like that. You can that really makes it stand out as a landmark. I really like that. That's some pretty nice render distance too. What is that? It's about 800 meters away. Alright, we just came up to it, so I need to explain this area. Because we're in a landmark right here. Okay, this is a low level chest area. We're actually going to equip our loot luck real quick. Oh, there's a well. Yeah, fine, pull the well. Let us pull the well. This is another provision crate run. I don't know if I got anything out of that. There's another supply crate. Chests littered through this. Everywhere you look, there's going to be a chest here. It's not like Weaver's Fen. Weaver's Fen gives a really bad rap for there not being chests anywhere. what Weaver Fen doesn't have a ton of chests. What it does have is a lot of humanoids, and it has the low level. It has level 40 elite chests, which is pretty unique. You don't see many of those out in the game. Usually they're at least level 50. I guess actually the other level 40 area is probably yep, Stone Skull Fort. That's another great place to go, especially for provisions and stuff. I'd definitely go hang out in that area. What I like in some of the quest lines that they added too is if you do the quest lines, you'll have a much better grasp of your power scaling, because you'll hit 60 and you won't quite understand what you're capable of, and some of the quests that you do have you revisit. So the first quest you do, see if you have to go into this elite zone, but it's asking with a group of 5. The quest is telling you, hey, you need 5 people to do this. On the return quest, on the later down your journey here on the island, you'll get a quest that has you return back there solo. Oh, do I finish it before he hits me? Ah, you missed. Sucks to be you. So yeah, everywhere you look, there's a crate coming out this area. Whoop, no one saw that. Like, there's so many crates out here. Mostly what I wanna, I almost wanted to say reactivate. The ones I'm trying to keep my eye out on are any provision crates. Those are the ones I'm always going to give a little extra time to. I don't really care about supply crates right now, just because those materials are so cheap. Another one of my brothers made a very good prediction is before there used to be different levels of these refining materials. So there used to be commons and uncommons. Now there's just the maximum level of refining materials. Alright, and I actually don't know if there's one in here or not. Oh, I think I missed one over there though. Yeah, everywhere you look, man, there's a crate. So many people come through this doing the PvP missions so much, and they're not grabbing any of these crates. So it looks like it's lacking resources out here. It's not. It's all this. And we're not going to salvage any of that. We're going to remember not to salvage it until we go take care of our repair part issue. It's for maximum repair parts. Okay. And it looks like I gotta go stabilize. Oh, nice. I wonder if I can stabilize and fish at the same time. So it looks like I'm coming up the long way here, but I know that there's another chest that I can grab out here. All right, here's another thing that I'm gonna do right now. Okay, I'm gonna pick up some flint. All right, so I'm just starting to do the PvP missions. You know what I'm gonna do? You know what? This isn't a landmark right here. So I'm gonna put my camp up over here. All right, now. That camp isn't for me to necessarily... Alright, so what does that camp do for me in a PvP environment? That gives me one more opportunity to quickly respond to what's going on. So just because I die, the other thing that I can do to the person that's out here is I can kill them. And that will stop their quest line. Alright, let's see. Saltwater. You know what? Let's go with rare. Why not? Rare out of a common. Yeah, let's do it. Oh wow, I'm actually gonna have to get closer. Ah! Lunged off of it. This is a spot I really don't want to be in. Okay. You know what? Some of the best fishing spots put you in the worst player versus player situations. Okay, I bet I can hit it from right here though. Come on, baby. Yes! Alright. So you see how there's that person out there? They're doing the PvP. That person confused me because that chest over there is the PvP. And that I want that quick response time to highlight why I mean that this game is has pay to win aspects to it now. And people just gotta understand what people are capable of doing. I was able to switch into all my PvP gear at the click of the button. Most players would have to be doing this. And the only way they could do it that fast is if all their stuff was named equipment. Like it was all defiled whatever at the brigand. Or, you know, defiled. It would have to have all defiled in the name for them to be able to bring it up that quick. So I have my... And that's how quick I can respawn now. I can be like, oh, look at that. Stop fishing. Swap into my PvP gear. And then the big tip I'm going to throw out here is that there's actually sound effects that you can listen to for fishing, which is going to determine whether or not I'm even going to reel it up. And this type of fishing practice can really affect the price of large salmon, just by the way. It could really, really make the price of salmon much more valuable. It would leave it in the hands of the fisherman. You can angle for any type of fish that you want in this game, though. And at this point, I'm kind of risking it for the biscuit, I guess, is one way to say. Because I now have my player versus player missions completed. And now if I get killed, I'd have to redo them. But really keeping an eye on my back here, watching everyone that's going through. And one player going through, not a big issue, right? Wow, okay. See, this is why, and this is why I love just, so that fishing hotspot, again, deactivated way quick. Now, unlike the last one, do I think that it was malicious? Maybe not. It's just a broad hotspot. I think it is pretty suspicious that it ended in about 6 fish. So this person had a pretty good idea about, it is just suspiciously low. But stuff like that can happen to hotspots and it be no one's fault. Like they just got called into a war. They were fishing it, but then they saw something else and got distracted. Or like real life got a hold of them and they had to leave and stuff. So plenty of reasons. But I have noticed that, oh shoot. I have to deposit this here. I have noticed that there does seem to be some malicious fishing practices going on. And it's not even a big deal because people aren't being as malicious as they think they are. They are just, they're not being as malicious as they think they are. They are just trying to bring the same kind of weird greediness that you see with other people rushing to get their... I have to hold it out all the way out here? Okay. Just because these hotspots aren't active for as long does not affect my ability to fish. The amount of effort that they have to go in to quote-unquote deny me these couple of times I go out to fish, again, that hasn't even been my mission this entire time. I've done like 17 other things along this line. And during my entire time doing it, I've been able to keep an eye out on what's actually happening in the game. Because I don't care what's going on the Discord, right? That's not here in the game right now. It doesn't matter if your friend can be on in 20 minutes from the Discord. Monarch's Bluff is under attack right now. Alright. And it looks like I gotta deposit the case all the way down here. Okay, so I had this mission all the way out here. That was completed. Then I was hanging out here on this area. If I died, I would have spawned here at my camp. I would have had the option to either fight it or go up. And having the option to fight, because what's going to happen is if I get fought out here by my camp, right? I died at the fishing spot, whatever. He goes on his merry way to go up to do the missions and stuff. I come up behind him and I take the fight back to him. And then once I have a little bit more understanding of what his weapons are, like, if you die to a player a couple times, you'll probably have as much information as you need to understand how to counter them. And then it's just going to be a skill after that. They are slowly closing the gap between people that are exploiting. And boy oh boy, do people love to show off their exploits against other people. The last one that I ran into was that you could dodge more times than intended without consuming stamina. How ridiculous. So you don't take damage when you're dodging, and then these people figured out how to get unlimited dodges. Just like the funniest things ever. So don't get, and I bring things up like that to not be like, oh, this game is stupid. No, I bring this up to say that don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated when, you know, when glitches or lag, or those kind of different. But when these exploits, glitches and lags kind of different than what I'm talking about. But with these exploits and stuff, just like, it's not your fault. There's nothing that could have prepared you for it. It might not even be the game dev's fault. But just don't worry. You just don't worry. They slowly get fixed, and you just don't have to take the game that seriously, right? And that's where the game devs get punished, because if the game devs don't finish it, it's not, you don't have to hold them accountable. The game devs just don't have a game that people can take the player versus player competitively. They can't take it, if they can't take it seriously, if they can't trust that the right people are winning. Alright.
Now that you have officially
Okay,
joined in
there's
our
one
enterprise,
more thing that we're gonna do,
always
because we have
seek ways
Lux
to
Slaver,
advance
right?
our interests. Missions are available anytime on the faction board here and in other settlements.
This is a great time to play Tutorial Triumph. So the people that are mad about there being territory boosts now, I ask you, were you playing music every day? Were you giving yourself a 30% bonus on all territory standing gain that you've been doing in the past 200 days? Because that seems way more of advantage to have 200 days of 30% territory standing. I got one more in me. Alright, going for gold. Nailed it. Thank you, thank you. Last call, get it while it's hot. You're all saints, each and every one of you. Alright, now, 7 gold richer,
Now
let's
that
go
you have
ahead
officially
and...
joined in our enterprise, you should always seek ways to advance
What?
our interests. Missions are available
How is that
anytime
mission
on the
not
faction board
finished?
here and in other settlements.
Oh. Okay, I didn't notice that. So, the unfortunate thing with doing the missions from left to right is that I missed this one. Okay, so that's not even that big of a deal. Here's what we're gonna do about that,
Now
right?
you have officially joined
We're
in
just
our
going
enterprise,
to
you should always seek ways to advance
finish
our
all
interests.
these other missions,
Missions
right?
are available anytime on the faction board here
Oh, look at
and
that.
in other settlements.
I got 957 territory standing from that. Okay, so not a big deal. Now I have that second quest to finish up real quick. I have 2, right? I had to go back out there. I missed it. Not a big deal. Now I'm just about to double up on it real quick. And let's see. In my chapter 2 already. Complete 10 faction missions. Yep. Cool. And then F9, I have to go accept those season rewards. Oh, look about that. I'm about to get some skinware soon. 2 gypsum orbs, pretty cool. So, yeah, what I was saying is we just gave ourselves a 30% territory standing gain, and players have had access to that for a good 9 months. I would almost want to even say that it's been a year. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, too, especially since we have that, boom, that perk active. Now every bullet, also I'm coming through this way. Man, this is what I'm talking about, the price of ammo is going to go up. So this used to be easier to do. Wow. But now, just going... So, I guess I'd have to just do this with a bow instead, which there's drawback time. So I guess it's relatively the same. because the bow is more accurate now, but there's drawback time. This is wasting a little bit too much time to do it like this. I wonder what type of other accuracy perks I'm able to get for this. I almost feel like hip firing is going to be more accurate than me zooming in sometimes. Man, I totally was overshooting what I needed to do though. So I just need to hold the ground. So I'm already over here on this way. Oh, something I'm gonna do real quick. Oh, I can't camp in landmarks, okay. I'm gonna unbind that camp. And we're gonna be able to tell something very interesting too when I unbind this camp, right? Have to get out of the landmark here first though. And already got that. Cool, so we did a good job. Okay, we're out of the landmark. I'm gonna actually unbind from that camp. Okay, you saw how that camp disappeared like that? That means that no one else decided to sleep at that camp. Means there's probably no one out here because that camp wasn't really hidden. And you know what? Something very interesting too is there's just there's about to be a corruption invasion, right? But that's very weird. That must have been. It's in 2 hours too. There's not any corruption portals on the field, which I just think is a little odd for there being an invasion in 2 hours. Alright, got that quest done. Now I just need to walk back. And just some easy territory, 30 territory standing, I mean shucks. We've all probably $1.55 a piece too. Oh, I guess 3 gold from the average guys. Let's see. Very happy to have the musket out too. Man, though. 4 shots, eh? That's not even that far away. I guess it is a really accurate representation of the musket, though. That does... It feels a lot like a musket. Instead of like a fucking sniper rifle. I'm actually kind of pleased that they have that factual representation in the game. As much as it's sad for musket users, but bow and arrows are more accurate than muskets are. And bow and arrows can actually shoot farther than a musket can. Accurately shoot farther than a musket. That's the way I'll say it. Alright, so something that we're definitely going to be able to take care of is that we have so much weight and repair parts that we need to get rid of. We almost over encumbered ourselves, actually. We got so much loot. So, once I get back up to town, I'm going to take a quick little bio break, maybe put like a 5-minute timer on the board if I can somehow. Just give me a chance to warm up some coffee real quick and stretch up my legs. We've been going since 6 o'clock here today, and just got a couple hours in, and just very uneventful PvPing, but I don't want people to be scared of the player versus player combat. You should be doing this as early as possible. If you want to level up your character quick, turn on that PvP, do all your missions, set up camps. You'll level up faster than you've ever seen anyone do. a lot of streamers have made it big to just do the town board missions. Not all town board missions are created equal at this point. A lot of people have capitalized on town board missions. So yeah, you could do it that way, but it can be kind of expensive. Goodness gracious, I didn't finish that other one though. I walked all the way up here talking. It's worth it. So, what's catching me up is not the fact that I'm streaming and trying to do this, or that like I'm having a hard time remembering I'm doing quests. Is that I've just done these quests so much that it's throwing me off. They've made minute little changes here. So the stabilize used to be more in the center here. In fact, I'm pretty sure I had the stabilize over here, actually. And then the other stabilize I remember being was over here. So the stabilize used to be here, which is where we went and picked up our chests. So we're able to do 2 quests at the same time. I do like how this quest is out of the walking path, because too many times you were able to hold this ground without even trying. I also really like where they put it on the map, because this is where you have to stabilize. This is a very, like, this is a really cool battlefield. This is a setup arena right here, where you have to stabilize. Look at that. This is a wonderful... If you go, you can't run too far back, otherwise you're going to start getting in the water. So you have the opportunity to push the enemy into the water that's trying to stabilize this area. And then, but you defending this can get into here and you can push them into a wall. They can go through it. That wall's not as easy to, it's not as easy to trap players into that wall as I thought it was. I might have just found a bigger hole than usual. Giggity. Sorry about the double volume that might be. Actually, I'll just mute it real quick. Yeah, it says Guild Wars 2, but it's definitely New World. That's funny that so little people are streaming the game. That's a big L for the YouTube studios, though, that while I'm trying to stream the game, I can't get the right game to broadcast. That's like pretty basic stuff. Like, how else are people supposed to be searching? I might switch it up and just stream on Twitch on my I might just go stream on Twitch and give people some Twitch drops on my next loop around. Maybe I'll end it after this break and we will do some Twitch streaming where at least I'll have the right broadcast available.
Now that you have officially joined in our enterprise, you should always seek ways to advance our interests. Missions are available anytime on the faction board here and in other settlements.
Alright, I have maxed out my faction tokens, so again, very easy to do. I don't know by how much I just did that either. I'm gonna go ahead, buy some gypsum orbs. These are great sinks to put in. And I'm gonna throw up the short break. We're gonna sit down at the tavern here, up in one of my favorite caves. I'm gonna throw up the short break. I'm gonna get myself refreshed real quick, and then we'll figure out where we're gonna take this stream to next. Alright, let's see here. I need the break text. Yep, we got a short break. Boom. And then we're gonna put up the old static TV. Yes sirree. Boom. Alright guys, be right back. Ah, did you miss me? I hope I did my due diligence in keeping a short break for you all. We'll get back to the goodness of the stream. I will do the double goodness. Let's see what we gotta do. We gotta put down that break text. Yes. And we get rid of the static on the TV. Booyah. We get back to Big League Gaming. Get the chat up. Yep. Alright. Perfect. Alright. So, we messed around in Monarch's Bluff for a little bit. There's an invasion coming, so there's no... It's in conflict, so any of the PvP that I do here is irrelevant, which I'm fine. Because right now, if I want to defend any place, I basically have to defend for JDB's kitchen, and really, they have their own resources. They should be... The reason why I don't like JBD's kitchen is because I do not see any of their players anywhere out in the towns and stuff. You know what I see out here in bottom of B tier Dodgers? I see people from the faction of bottom of B tier Dodgers. But I don't... These guys should be everywhere, and they're nowhere to be found, which is ridiculous. And then the ones that I do see are settlers, which means that they aren't getting any of the money that's coming from all the taxes. If they are, they're doing it in some really arbitrary way that makes certain players... It puts certain players on a pedestal because it was like, yes, look how generous I am by giving you 5,000 a day just by getting you all to line up in front of me. When it should be as simple as me hitting F4, go to the treasury, and withdraw whatever my treasury limit for the day is. That's how easy it's supposed to be for people to share resources. Alright, I remember what we're going to do next. We were going to take care of all these excess weapons that we had going on. So notice too that on one of the enemies I killed, it did drop a name item, and this is level 8 named item. So keep a note out that you can still get rare items. Okay, this is another big deal. So you're gonna have at level 60, you're gonna have a base boost to your luck. So your luck tables are gonna change at level 60. Pre-60, let's look at the leveling rewards real quick. You get your first house at level 15. So this is your first opportunity to put a loot luck trophy up. And I highly recommend doing that. Don't focus too much, it's just going to give you a little bit of a better chance at finding better items. Or any rare items. And what these rare items are going to do is that they're going to be salvaged into these weapon scraps. You see how I can use this to gain weaponsmithing experience? I got that from a salvaged item. So you don't need to grind out all the resources to upgrade your skills. You can literally play the expeditions, get a bunch of loot that you have to salvage, and level up your stuff that way. Alright. So here's how... Let's take... It's all the way down there, huh? Alright. We're gonna do this at the auction house first. I'm gonna go to resources, craft mods, lowest price. Okay, small traveler stone. I'm gonna buy 5 of them. Bile Azoth, gonna buy 5 of them. Animal Fang, there's only 1 each. There we go. Animal Fang, gonna buy 5 of them. The stem, gonna buy 5 of them. Alright. We gotta go down to the engineering table now, because we're gonna make some... Oop, I passed it. We are gonna make some repair kits, because we are at max repair parts. And the thing is that your weapons, or your picks, when you start to mine a whole lot, if you go through a good mining session and you're getting 10,000 or you're getting 10,000 stone or whatever, your equipment is going to take damage. So one of the perks that you could have is durable, where it no longer loses durability. That's great. Not a bad perk to have until, like I talk about all the time in this game, you build your economy up, and then you can afford to have that extra perk because you have, let's see how many I have sitting, and got it spelled. I got 36 master repair kits. So if I wanted to repair an item by itself right here, and I just did repair, it's going to take 10.59 gold and 10 repair cards. Or it's going to be free with a repair kit. So I let my stuff nearly break. I don't get excited by this. I don't constantly hit that repair all button. I just chill. When things get close to breaking, I'll put in a repair kit. We're going to make some of those now. So one of the helpful filters, you see how I have all this? What am I looking at here? Okay, so I've never had these runestone stopwatches in my inventory before. But I guess I can fabricate a pick, because that's the special. Anyway, the filter, what I was going to say is, you see how we have all this garbage that we're not working with, and then here's the stuff we can make. We're going to add a filter real quick. It's going to be have materials. Now we're going to look through this. And all I need is the master repair kits. And now I'm going to choose the small traveler's stone. Okay, that's already selected. The stem is selected, and the chilled fang. And then I'm just going to make 5 of them because I'm going to have leftover. Alright, I have 5 more repair kits, and I got plenty of room for more repair parts. And so we're going to quick salvage a lot of this stuff now. So to slow salvage, you can see the quick salvage is C plus click. But we're going to, and then it would be E to confirm. We're going to do Control C. So this is C, click, makes this menu. C, click, Control C. We'll auto salvage it. What happens if I accidentally salvage this weapon? Well, what will happen if you Control C it? You're about to salvage a powerful item, are you sure? You can click out of it. So, we're going to salvage most of this stuff right here. I'm going to close this gear set because I feel like it's blocking my window a bit too much. There we go. And I just know I'm going to salvage all the way to there. Couple randoms came, and then look at that. Some arcane scraps came out of it. And those are the level 50 arcane scraps. So once you get your arcane up to level 50, so salvage all your stuff, get these arcane scraps and stuff, and so you'll be able to very easily get your stuff up to level 20. I've brought this up at other times in my video, but I'll show you in the trade skills, engineering specifically. So all these irons that you could make, these are level 0s, and make like 3 or 4 ironing picks. Try to make a pick for yourself, right? Try to make a skinning knife for yourself that has perks. I recommend on your irons to put experience gained on all your stuff. Eventually you're going to hit level 20, and then you're going to be able to make these weak proficiency boosters. These are going to give you a lot of XP in comparison to having to, it's going to take motes. It's not the cheapest thing to make ever. However, it's going to give you back something. It's going to give you a consumable that you use that you can start harvesting more resources with. And you can start building your economy up. Eventually, using these and a couple other knickknacks, you'll have to give into something for engineering. A lot of another consumable that you can make for engineering though is actually your ammunition. So building your iron arrows, and it's really good to build. You'll have a storage problem as you're starting early levels, like your storages will fill up, and it's really good again to refine them down, to turn that into XP, because XP is most important while you're trying to get to 60. After that, it starts becoming an afterthought. So you can make gunpowder at level 0. Eventually, you'll hit 50 at some point. Even if you hit 50 at level 60, that's fine, because you're going to have a stack of apprentice engineering nodes, and you're going to make jumps. You're going to go, so when you have 50, if you had like 30 research nodes, you'll go from level 50 to level 70. And that's a big jump. Why is that a big jump? Well, at level... So at... For... Oh, wow, those have a lower level requirement, don't they? There's no level requirement on this, on the research notes. So, oh man. So research notes, the weak proficiency boosters at 20, the few items that you need to make, you'll end up here at level 50. And you're gonna have so much uncommon items that you'll jump from 50 to 70 super quick, right? And then what's at 70, right? It's the next level of the proficiency booster. And these are worth it because not only do they give you more resources gathered, they also give you more resources gathered for a longer time. So this is one of those times where using a more efficient potion might be better. 10% for 20 minutes versus the one down. 7% for 15 minutes. Now, something that I only recently got to, when I got to 150, being able to get these Master Engineer notes, it's when I made some big jumps. And now I'm hanging out at 170, which is a perfect place to do. Why? Because I can make powerful proficiency boosters. 15% boost for 30 minutes. That's armoring. I have put maybe like a few hundred iron ingots and a few dozen star metal and maybe 100 steel. Now anyone that's leveled up their armoring the old-fashioned way where they make 10,000 steel plate boots or whatever would cry at that list that I just gave them, because I used probably a 20th, if not a 50th, if not 100th less of the materials they did. And the reason why is because the town board missions where you have to, so there's different town board missions that you can get. I have most of mine done, but this is the cooking recipe. You can get a armor request where you need to make armor equipment or you need to make weapon equipment, and it'll be some of these notes. Here's an armor smithing work order, right? I can show you what it looks like. I'll have to remove this filter of have the materials. Oh, I'm at the wrong table. That's why. Yeah, let's go down the armor hall here. I can even make this right now. I wanted to show you guys. So level 0, right? But let's look at the XP. 372 XP. Look at the materials it requires. I'm gonna also take pictures of this. It's not even refined materials. Let's look at anything that takes this steel longsword. Okay, this steel longsword. Let me see if I can find anything that's like 300. Okay, the steel plate gauntlets are the closest things that we've found so far. So 372 compared to 400, right? I really want to make the point on this one. I know part of this is all about. All right, 405 versus 372. Iron ore, rawhide, fiber versus steel. It's a whole material higher. A whole material higher. Right? Coarse leather and linen, minimum. But it's not even using iron compared to this. This is the way to go. Anyone else that is telling you differently is lying to you. I'm kidding. They probably had their best intentions. They might not know about this. Your company might have millions of dollars, so when your company has unlimited funds, it's okay to play the game bad. That's literally, like, I love how much this game makes fun of rich people. It definitely gives you a little insight of how your friends would act with money in real life. And we're gonna go ahead and craft that, just to get her taken care of. Alright, what else to do? Well, we got some more of this armor to salvage real quick. Buy that. 1,000 weight. What's making us so heavy? Just a little bit of everything, really. Wow. And that's what I get for circling around the map, you know? I just did a nice little circle, put in a couple hours in, and I could have had, like, a really, like, wild PvP time, right? But I didn't. I just got out fishing, plenty of cooking in. That was probably some of my biggest haul here, is I got quite a bit of eggs, salt, and stuff. And then I was always picking up the herbs when I could. So something I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and just refine the rest of my iron ore now. I'm working with kind of limited space out here in Monarch's Bluff. I don't even keep iron in there anymore. So I'm going to just hold on to my... we're going to... So, here's where I'm drawing the line right now. Is that it's good to switch into your smelter stuff to get, like, extra crafting bonuses for things like this. However, for the amount of weight it was taking up, I just wanted to clear it. That's kind of the same way I feel with this silver. So I'm missing a 10% bonus right now. But that 10% bonus, I would have had to done a whole bunch of other stuff, had one more thing in my inventory, yada 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 yada. I don't always have to play the game perfect. Alright, I do need to unload a bit of this though, because it is starting to stack up on me. So Weaver's Fen, let's get rid of these. Monarch's Bluff, why are you so big? What's taking up your space? Oh, that is quite a bit of platinum, actually. Alright. Is it even worth making? Yeah, I guess it is worth making. I need to make a few things. Well, I really rather have that stack for the orichalcum too. It's just kind of sitting there for now, I guess. I want the platinum because I don't want to have to dive into my star metal to be able to convert it into orichalcum. I'd rather just leave that for its own purposes. Okay, I am getting pretty heavy, so I do need to do something about this weight. The best thing that you can do about the weight is refining. And I do try to keep my weights down. But I will throw raw... Oh god, that all came off the market. That's right. Only 400 pounds, too? That's not too bad at all. I can't put it over. There's too much. 906. Cutlass. So the game is a little forgiving. Because it was all the same item type, I was actually able to put a little bit extra into my storage. By 3 pounds. So it's nice when the game is forgiving. However, that's as forgiving as it gets. I'm not even going to be able... This is not good for me. Because I actually can't even make my buy and sell orders in there. So I don't want to accidentally give that. Back to Weaver's Fen again. Put our Archon away. Most of our stone cutting as well goes there. I want to take this flint out in particular, and I believe, yes, I want to put my flint, gunpowder, all of this, these resources. It can make your resource section look really big, and then I'll just show you brimstone sand. So I already have a section of, oh, these are craft mods. Do I have resources under it? Just some. Where did I put the resources? It must have been Reekwater then. Yeah, see, I already have 1,000 pounds. If I had another 700 pounds, I never would be able to fill anything in this. And then I keep all these in one place. Yeah, not exactly. And then having things stacked like this, you know, you have 1,000 pounds. It just helps keep things in the same place. Because so when I want to go do infused, I know where all my scraps and stuff are, and it kind of helps me spread out my money a little bit. And when I'm spreading out where I'm crafting, that also means I'm spreading out where I'm getting in my territory standing. And I'm really glad that I didn't rush anything in this game, because the longer I play it, the more I learn. And if I had just rushed something, it would have been such a bigger mistake if I was like trying to grind something out. But because I've just been playing for fun, like my mistakes don't feel like a big deal. Like one of the things I just found out about is that I've been using these Orichalcum tools, but you know what the problem is with these tools? Is there's a whole nother perk that you're supposed to be able to have. So my jump from Star Metal to Orichalcum, I didn't even think about looking for a purple item. I didn't even think about it, right? Because I was like, oh, it's a tier 5. I don't need to worry about it. This is good. So the perks that I was working with are perks that I wanted. This is a weird skinning knife. Meh. That's what it is. But there's a whole nother perk. If I had really been spending my whole time trying to like mine every single day, trying to take over the economy, I would have been very sad, because I would have been like, that wasn't worth my time. I wasn't ready to do that yet. I didn't know enough about the game yet. Okay, Weaver's Fen, we'll put that in there as well. Sandpaper, sweet, yeah. Does this have 30 decks? It does. I rather have that. This is my musket, just by the way. Oh, and then for the weapons... Oh, was I putting that stuff in Weaver's Fen anyway also, though? No, just like my... That's so weird that I did it like that. Why did I do it like that? This stuff won't even come out of my inventory because it's locked, right? Yeah. Okay, that's funny. Okay. So, now that I've unencumbered myself, I'm actually just gonna visit Restless Shore real quick. Alright, here we are. And we have 600. And this again, like, this might not even be worth the time that I'm putting into it. Oh, goodness. Who dropped that? I heard that. Valor. Oh, no, it's gonna be at Restless Shore, isn't it? Or, Weaver's Fen. And it's gonna be so annoying to pull it out because it's all locked. And if it's locked, it won't move out. Which is useful, it's useful in its own sense, okay? It's not terrible, okay? It has its own uses, it's just how the storage unit works now. Alright, here we go. And I'm still, what I want to point out is that with my territory standing buff active, it's a really great time to craft. If you're wondering what these numbers mean, if you haven't put it together, this is telling you how much you already have in your inventory. So very, very helpful quality of life update. Alright, we are going to... So, I like leaving some coarse leather just so I don't have to buy it. So I don't max this. I try to do about most of it. That way, any orders that I have through the armor smithing and stuff, I can just get it taken care of. Oh wow, I'm almost out of aged tannin, which is kind of bananas. So for tannin right now, I really recommend not. Oh, okay. As a low-level player, do not let these take up a lot of inventory space. They're regents. Do not let those take up a lot of inventory space. If you have those, refine them. Don't buy them. Just you're going to be doing enough questing that you'll be getting all of those just fine. But if you have that stack of 1,000, if you have a 600-pound something, refine the material. I don't even care if you just straight up buy gold to refine that material. Just get that, just use it to refine something, and you'll level up. It's not worth selling. It's too cheap on the market to sell right now. Let me show you what's going for. Oh, it's aged tannin is what this one's called. Aged tannin. Look, 18 cents is just so cheap. The only reason why it's going back up is because, again, there's not as many people going through the open world right now. That's going to change a little bit because of how the Battle Pass works. The Battle Pass, we'll see. People love playing, for as efficiently as people try to play this game, people love playing this game stupid inefficiently. So again, I'm not going to use all my rugged leather. I'm going to leave some behind. And then I'm going to go ahead and knock out my runic leather for sure. These are a daily craft. So these definitely worth making sure you have as much bonus as possible to craft. As you can, so me, I have a 10%, and that's just because I have the whole tanner set on. Alright, and then let's show you something else. So because I have 100 extra 50 thick hide, so what I'd actually do with my thick hide here is I'd actually sell it, but if you want to, you can convert this into your own. These are usually have been relatively cheap. Eventually, when things become too cheap, when these epic items become too cheap, what happens is that someone will use it as their crafting component when they're making a mass amount of materials. There's going to be give and takes, because just because I am explaining to people again about these apprentice notebooks that you can have, you can still decide that you want to take resources out of the economy to stimulate your own trade skill growth. Like, that is still an option. Okay, let's get out of the Tanner set here. And then here's the reward crate, the second. So 2 out of 3 that we get. Just little basic rewards, a little bit more Smolderhide right now. They'll get better and better because for those trade skills for... That's not tracking and skinning. For leatherworking, I'm only 12. My highest being smelting at 29. Oh, no. It's my stone cutting by a long shot. There it is. Yep, stone cutting by a long shot. So I used to be a key maker. I was always... So running a company was actually a lot harder. But also just there was like other reasons to want to be in a company when you're doing player versus enemy, because there's usually a key maker. Keys were expensive and you had to buy your places in. Now I'm hearing ridiculous stuff like how people buy their way into wars, and I'm like, what in the backwardsness are you talking about? Companies should be paying you to be in the war, not you paying the company. I'm just straight up saying if a company is asking you for money, it's a scam. If they have territories and they're still like, we need direct currency from you, it has to be a scam. Unless they're supporting like it would have to be a ridiculous situation to be, or like a really obvious situation to be otherwise. Like they would, if they're asking for money, they would need to have like an 80 company population, and it has like, they have people withdrawing like 1,200 gold a day or something, and this place only has 1 territory. Okay, obviously they're trying to do good, but they're not. Yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is that if a company is asking you for money, it's probably a scam. This is the basic rule. In fact, in general, I would just say don't play with people that are asking for money for things. Nah, no, that's super bad advice. That's super bad advice. Because there are some things that are worth money. You should know when to offer money, right? Because what I'm trying to get at is that there's a lot of decent players that aren't going to care. They're there for a good time. There are some things like the arena keys where you should tip that person like 500 gold if they just let you in on it and you finish it and all that stuff. At least give the person a good time, you know? Don't, like, yeah. Yep. Let's see, let's get into our fisherman set again. Actually, no, we'll just get into our PvP set. I've been liking this. This has been nice, this boom. So after I finish the battle pass, I'll be able to get another one of these gear slots, or I could buy them for $5 a piece. And earlier I showed the response time that you could have with one of these gear sets on being able to adapt to a situation, and this is like some of the most pay-to-win stuff here, is being able to have as many gear slots as you want. So you only have to put like 80 bucks onto something, and you could be such a problem for an experienced PvPer. And I feel like it would be more frustrating for a PvPer. Also, you know why I have a problem with these gear sweat swaps is that you're able to swap your inventory that quickly, but there's not going to be necessarily any visual change for a person. Because let me show you something. Let me change the skim on this. That's weird. Is it because I have my gear set open? I can't. Huh. Repair, boosters, store. How do I put on my cosmetics now? Let's check the store menu real quick. Okay, how do I put how to use? By clicking on armor, tools, and weapons in the inventory and then selecting change skin. Oh, okay, so it has to be in my inventory to change the skin. Okay, no problem, because that means I can choose any chest piece, right? Okay. So this is going to make it even more obvious. Alright, chest piece, right? Change skin. Let's just put it to the royal. You see how that's changing my active skin even though this is in my inventory? That's what I'm talking about. I don't like that it's doing that because people are able to change their whole gear sets. You are able to know, but the visual of it is so small. You have to attack the person to be able to understand. You either have to attack the person, have them block, or you need them to dodge for you to understand what armor type they're wearing. So you're not going to be able to visually tell what armor someone's wearing. There's way too many skins. They're not going to change that. There's no way they're going to change that. If they're not going to change that for League of Legends, they're certainly not going to change that in this game. So there's just skins. And they can hide some things. Another really cheeky, let's throw on a shield here. This is what, yeah. Okay, so this is a small shield, right? You see how this is a small shield? Well, let's throw it back in the inventory real quick. And change the skin on this bad boy to a garden wall. Okay. Now, it looks like I have a tower shield, but I obviously don't have a tower shield. It's a round shield. I actually use this not in PvP. I actually use this in my expedition dungeons. I like doing this one because some of my team has asked that they are able to see the big shield because they want to know where. Oh man, I did not realize I could raise my shield that high up. Oh, this changes everything, guys. Okay, so I need to stand like this to, when you stand behind me, I need to be like this. And then I'll block those headshots from you. But if I'm standing like this, those headshots are still going to be able to hit the player behind me. But I am like 90% sure that is raising my shield. I'd have to have another player looking at me, but I'm pretty sure that that's the move there. Actually, it'd probably, if I remove the skin. Oh, now I can change the skin. But if it's skinless, it doesn't give me that option. Okay, I bet it will be super obvious. Oh yeah, guys. Okay. I wonder if that affects overhead attack damage. I wonder if I'm looking at the weapon, because when you attack something, it matters if your crosshair is on it or not. I wonder how this affects my stamina blocking. And this is what I'm talking about, that this game is bigger than this game is great. They've had to remove a lot of complexity out of the game, unfortunately, to appease the player base. And a lot, it's sad to see, man, but they made decisions, you know? They made the game, and the game's still here. So, we can't say that they made the wrong... Well, no. People can definitely say that they made the wrong decisions. It's probably pretty easy to be a critic, though. Alright. Got the PvP gear back on. Let's take a look and see what our tracker is. Okay, 3,000 to get to the next. Already 853 too. I wonder. wonder if I should switch it up over to the Twitch now, since it's still not. I wonder if it's actually. Now it says it's Neverwinter is the game that I'm playing. Yeah, that's really unfortunate that that's happening right now. But it is what it is. Alright, that was a lot of thoughts on a lot of things. I'm glad that I was able to give a little bit of those niche little informative facts. Something I'm actually doing here, since we're talking about like kind of PvP nuances again real quick, is I'll point two things out. Is so from the side view, so the Rapier has that type of hilt to it, very circular. Not all of them are gonna have it, but I imagine. Alright, but here's the big difference. You see, when I hold a sword in my hand, so both the hands are out, right? Both the hands are out. But when I'm holding the sword, my hand is low. As compared to the Rapier, my hand is held high. So that's the big difference visually when you're looking at it, to know if is this person about to lunge at me, or are they about to lunge at me. Because I got 2 lunge moves actually. I could really get up on someone. I am super excited. So I do want a tank without a shield. And, you know, alright, here, let's talk about how the game developers said that they were going to add more taunt compatibility. I'm not... I'll take anything, right? I'm happy with a lot. One of the things though, okay, so here we go, here's the Shockwave taunt. So what they did is they added this as taunt compatible now, so it gives you 2 taunts on the Warhammer, right? Blunderbuss, they added this as Blast Shot is now taunt compatible. Let's see if they added something to the hatchet. Nope, nothing added to the hatchet. Let's see if they added something to the spear. Okay, it looks like, I don't remember if this was taunt compatible before, but it does look like Cyclone is now taunt. And it has a 50, that's pretty cool. Blunderbuss added that. Great Axe. Reap. That's always been taunt. And then Maelstrom is a taunt. Hits with this ability inflict a taunt for 4 seconds. See, okay, so that's not a good taunt though. Like, that taunt Alright, so people are very confused in general with how aggro works in this game. And it's because they're trying to clump all the enemies up and trying to do it as fast as possible. So what this is doing is it inflicts a taunt for 4 seconds, right? But the enemy is going to be in the Gravwell, or, oh wait, this is Maelstrom, this isn't Gravwell. Oh, okay, this isn't Gravwell. I thought this was Gravwell. So I thought, I'm like, yeah, okay, so let me put it to the Sword and Shield. Okay, like how this isn't. You see how this has to be such a long taunt? So 6 seconds. So this actually got changed a little bit because I don't remember it being 6 seconds. I remember it being like 4 or 5, not 6 seconds. So it stuns all foes in front of you for 2 seconds. And then after that is done, it'll still have 4 seconds worth of a taunt. However, it's a 6-second total taunt, but really it's a 4-second total taunt. You have to think about it like that. So let's also take a look at this. So inflicts a taunt for 8 seconds to all enemies within 8 meters. Let's compare this to something. Alright, taunt for 8 seconds for 8 meters. We're going to compare this to the hatchet. Alright, taunts for 8 seconds to all enemies within 8 meters. They made it the same, okay? It didn't even used to be the same. I don't know why they made it the same. Berserk used to be the best taunt in the game. It used to be the same distance and longer. It used to be a longer taunt. However, it does look like things are just balanced. It does make sense that they just bring those two down to the same. It's ridiculous to me that I see some people in the expeditions saying that their tank must be sword and shield, because there are so much other potentials in this game. You carry the sword and shield. You should be able to do crazy DPS with the sword and shield, and then also not take any damage. If there's more sword and shield users, we wouldn't need to rely on these terrible healers. If there's one class I wish didn't exist in the game, it might just be the Life Staff. Void Gauntlet, little healing that the Void Gauntlet gives, great. But the whole Life Staff thing, if they could just eliminate that from the game, I think people would play this game 100 times better. I think a lot of people would quit because the realities of this game would set in, and the people that have never had problems would love it, but the people that never learned how to dodge gonna have a bad time with it. Alright, a solid 9 o'clock now. So I'm gonna switch over to Twitch on the next rotation. Just because I can't get YouTube to broadcast the correct game, we'll switch over to Twitch, and then I'll activate the Twitch drop. I'm gonna advertise my Twitch here in this live stream here for a little bit before I close down the stream. So text, make that Twitch. Did you know that Comic Sans is one of the most readable fonts for people across a range of disabilities, but it's considered one of the least professional fonts that you can use? Alright, so we got the little chef dishwash. That is where I got, so I live stream my cooking videos actually on there. So all the YouTube archive videos that you see with me cooking in the kitchen, most of those were live broadcast off of Twitch. And I still do, they've been some really bad quality streams because it's off of a dinky little phone. But you're able to go live off of Twitch pretty easily, just straight off your phone. So, been enjoying that. Like I said, we're going to go ahead, switch it over to Twitch. Probably start broadcasting there at the 9:15. We're going to go sit in the end. I'm going to turn off the TV screen for a little bit, kind of do another little break thing. We're going to have the really let the chat know that we're going to be switching over to Twitch here again if you want to get your drops and stuff. I'm going to probably need to make one more text. You know what? I'm not going to advertise it I'm not going to advertise it that big. Go ahead and delete that. All right. So I'll stay up on the microphone for you. This is going to be a little bit more dangerous than usual as I take you around the household, but I'll also leave the chat up for a few more minutes. I'll be able to wrap up on any questions people may have, and then we're going to switch over to Twitch. That way we can actually get the correct category streaming, because that's going to be a huge help in what we're doing. And we'll keep on trying to build up this audience. I got a couple days where I really need to just stay and rest at home, so this is a perfect opportunity to really give something back to the New World community for all the hours of enjoyment I've been able to get out of this game. And yeah, yep. Thank you all so much for coming around, hanging out with me on this simple little quest line. I'm going to be in and out on the microphone here for the next couple minutes as we're just taking a intermission into Twitch land. I definitely think that I'm going to be leaving my Twitch handle up on my videos all the time now for sure, though. Definitely is better to just have those socials up. I'll definitely probably make some pretty pictures too, that way it looks more professional. And we're probably going to be fully on Twitch about 9:15. So that's when I imagine we're going to be all flopped over. So just giving the Twitch handle out last few minutes on this. Thank you all so much for enjoying the video. We got a little thumbnails fixed, so you'll say goodbye to the Art Al student that's been blessing your presence. It's got a little random screenshot of me fishing, and also the old face mask that I used to wear back in the day. Yep, that is the terrifying Atuk of Terrarium, representing the West Coast servers. Thank you all so much. Did a nice little PvP loop in Monarchs. Talked a lot about how to build up your own personal economy, how to baby steps instead of just trying to punch your way all the 200, how to look for smaller goals like level 20 to level 40, then level 70. Talked about the big changes to salvaging and how instead of having to dump resources into your crafting, that you can use the apprenticeship notes and gain massive amounts of XP gain this way. So you can focus more on doing your expeditions rather than having to go out and mine all the materials yourself.
I highly recommend during your leveling process to pay attention to the enemies that you're facing, because these are going to be the same enemies that you face, and they only get stronger and more mutated as we go. Alright, I am going to go ahead and stop this stream here, and we're going to start pulling it up on the Twitch. So I'll see you there at the Twitch TV, Chef Dishwash.